Hello, welcome to LockdownSex with good vibes and a special guest. Bear with us while we connect. So there's a previous post called #LockdownSex, which is talking about intimacy and everything that you're going through and good and bad in terms of life, you're coping with that. So we welcome your comments below. So yeah, this is all go basically. So do please check out the video that we before, but we're going to talk about it now, and I'll put it in the links below. Yeah, so bear with is LockdownSex with me, Olivia Aliakwe, and a special guest that's going to join us shortly. This is going to be LockdownSex reactions to a video audio that an audio that I uploaded recently. Please comment below with where you're from and any reactions to this, and we welcome you basically to talk. Yeah, whether any kind of like health conditions is. How's it going? Hello, Alex.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. Can you quick fire first response to our first thoughts and word association with LockdownSex questions? And I think did you check out my previous upload, the audio?
Yeah, no, that audio had me laughing. It was so funny.
All right, we're going to go for it. So basically, welcome again to those joining now or in the replay. LockdownSex reactions with Alex is going to react to my upload. So how are you in this time of loving in COVID obligation?
It's definitely been like it's definitely like requires more work, I suppose, during COVID, like because not you, but myself, like in the beginning, I think everyone was just like disorientated and all over the place, and things in terms of like worrying about work or money and things like that. I think there's so many things that kind of come into play, and then when your mind isn't on something, then maybe you don't enjoy it as much, or maybe you're just not thinking about it. So I think for me, it's compromised.
Okay, so the first question that leads into what we're talking about, because first question is for men and women, they no comment, but it's for people to answer as well they might. Do you have performance anxiety, i.e. the pressure to come? I'll answer first. Yes, pressure before we were together in terms of societal expectations of what a man should be like and what a woman should be like, and porn and their wank bank and this kind of stuff. So my answer is I don't put pressure on him and never have done. He never puts pressure on each other.
Yeah.
So to speak.
That's the best way to do it, to definitely have no pressure and communicate, but also comprehend what each person is saying and what each person wants as well. And I think also when you're I think that for me, in terms of performance anxiety, that's not something that I've suffered from, and I don't think my partner suffers from it either. So yeah,
I think
I agree.
It's odd because we welcome reactions and comments from anyone, whether you're single, you're doing your swing differences, because it affects people differently. Some people are not sexually active. So yeah, it's the next thing is, do you wonder, has having sex or making love increased performance anxiety during lockdown or curfew, no matter what country you're in? Or has it helped? Has it been a help, i.e. actually more time to focus on each other? I mean, has the social distancing been good to get social indoors with your acrobatics?
Yeah.
Comment below, let us know. So
people couldn't quarantine together. So there were certain couples that couldn't be together at the same time. So I wouldn't be surprised if that went up. I think that there was probably more of that being used during lockdown, I think.
Okay. And then for me as well, I've never understood the need for porn in terms of when you have the real thing. But that's from my point of view. Even when,
okay.
No, I like your answer, but also just a follow-up. Porn as a reference, I probably agree with you as a probably uptake, because if I remember ages ago, you know, also things like porn online and sex workers.
Yeah.
I always fear for sex workers in all of this as well. First thoughts on that in time of COVID and lockdown? Yes. First thoughts.
I don't know. I don't know if there would have been an increase in them, because again, everyone went to social distance, so there probably was less. There's probably less work, and probably less of them working, and less of them having access. I think especially during the lockdown days, a majority of people were taking it seriously. Maybe it's picking back up now. I'm sure probably in other countries where they've relaxed lockdown rules, but here we're still somewhat in lockdown. So maybe that has suffered.
The reason why I asked is, but going for walks and things like that and getting more exercise and keeping social distancing, the used condoms have been around the place. And the thing is about it, because obviously you're not going looking for that when I'm walking around with my toddler and my family, but keeping socially, you go into different places away from people, trying different parks and work, and people that sex workers, anyone who actually knows, are they being looked after, care, the ones who actually, you know, whoever knows better and can phrase it better, it's like genuine as well. It's just like, damn. Or is it, you know, people just like on the horn, taking it to the road and not adhering to social distancing because of the horn. Okay, next one. First thing that comes to mind in terms of bum sex.
That's what made me laugh in the audio.
People, explain to me. Lockdown sex. First thing that comes to mind, how are you doing? We don't need the details. We just want to know, increase or decrease in times of curfew? Is it a la? Is it a no? Next one, because there's a blank there, because that's all I wanted to put out there. I may not understand.
Yeah.
Next one, dildos.
I'm sure that's increased as well. I'm very sure.
Yes.
Because if you're not with the person, then you know. I think that whole industry has probably seen a sort of big boom at the beginning of lockdown. I think so. I think sex toys definitely went up, for sure, for men and for women.
I hope it wasn't too big a boom when they're using it. If these kind of people have actually, I know there's been a lot of online orders and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see who has had an increase in their profits during this time. Okay, next thing, blow up dolls. For the socially awkward, for those trying to diversify, what do you think? Increase or up?
Increase.
Increase. Okay.
Increase, yeah.
All right. And then this thing is, the question I put out there, do men know some women can get an orgasm or aftershocks of pleasure after they pull out? I call them electric pulses.
I think maybe some know, but probably didn't know before. Maybe some. I think everything. The thing is with women, there's loads of things that we don't even know about ourselves. Talk less of men knowing about it.
True.
Because I guess we're not necessarily encouraged to explore in the same way that men are. So I think even you saying that statement, some women will be shocked as well. Like, oh, I didn't know that was possible. So I think that will be some men knew that, not all.
Cool. And then speaking of exploring, masturbation.
Oh yeah, I'm very, very sure that increased 100%.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Fully. Okay.
Fully.
Okay. What does intimacy mean to you?
Intimacy starts from being comfortable with that person, and trusting them, because intimate, when I think of the word intimate, I think private. So if I'm letting you in to my private world, that means I have to trust you somewhat, at least. So for me, when I think of intimacy, I think trust, and I think being comfortable. And I think having respect for that person, and them having respect for you. So when I think intimate, and I think special as well. Special. This is something between you and that person, so also special.
Exactly. You'd hope so. Yeah. You'd hope so, wouldn't you? That kind of special and discretion, and just that deep connection of energies, and hope for that. Yeah. So I because of all of this, like, kind of social distancing and stuff, this may already exist, but for some reason a body condom came to mind. I'm thinking, if this is going to keep on going in terms of this kind of like viral and keeping the social distancing indoors, if it gets to that extent and people are just doing whatever they like willy-nilly, body condoms, do you think that might be a thing?
How does one breathe?
The little hole at the side. There's a
that might give you like that might give somebody anxiety, because even though there's the holes, I don't know. I'm sure that there's one in the make somewhere, but whether it would actually be popular, you might even break it whilst trying to put it on. Who knows?
You might what?
You might break it whilst trying to put it on. So,
what's it called? We'll leave it at that. Any let us know. Are there any patents, TMs out there? Anyone doing this kind of thing? Is there a fetish for all over plastic and stuff like that? Add into the plastic covers. Have some fun with that indoors. The next thing is libido. In terms of people having different levels of libido and stuff like that. Oh, excuse me. Go on.
Yeah, I think for some people, again, because of so much anxiety, it may have gone down during this time, but probably now picks back up. Like I was saying earlier, I think for me that I definitely wasn't like, ooh, like that just wasn't on my mind at that particular point in time. But now all is well. Well, of course, all is not well with the world, but I feel like I am in a better place, so I'm happy with that, at least.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask about performance anxiety, because there's already that for some people. See it everywhere in the media, all kinds of stuff everywhere. But it's that kind of self-care, if you can allow yourself and give each other a chance. I think that's why I want to talk about intimacy, because that can amplify desire and self-care. Maintaining, even in all of this adversity, give room for that kind of growth, excuse the pun. So polyamory, threesomes, first thing that comes to mind?
Well, that hopefully, well, it should have gone down, because people were supposed to social distance. So I don't know. I think maybe in the beginning it did, but now I'm sure that as soon as everything is lifted, that it will be Sodom and Gomorrah out here.
I believe it. What's it called? Things like, what was the last thing as well? What things have you seen that men and women do, and trans, or anything like that? Any kind of like stories you've read about, or personal experience, keeping each other happy in these times and beyond?
Again, I think it goes back to intimacy, and when I say it stems back from intimacy, it's to do with making that person feel comfortable ultimately, because that's how you reduce or rid performance anxiety. That's how you increase desire and things like that. So I think ultimately it's about making sure that intimacy is a priority for both of you guys, and then everything else will flow organically.
Yes. And yeah, I'm going to try and resist the whole pun things. There's just too many in here. And what's it called? Are there any nicknames that you have for doing the deed? There's Alex was a fantastic guest on a previous video that we did, which I will put the links as well, talking about use straight talk language for, I'll share below, you can check out the reasons as well. Yeah, anything you want to add about lockdown sex and love in the time of COVID, and also share how people can connect with you, please?
Sure. I would say during this time, obviously, remember to, most importantly, even more important than your relationship with somebody else is your relationship with yourself. So checking in with yourself is really important, making sure that everything to do with you is okay. And as you work on yourself and your partner works on yourself, everything should work holistically between the two of you. So I think that's an important thing to remember, and to alleviate yourself of pressures, because we put a lot of pressures on ourselves as well. So that would be my closing thoughts. And where people can find me at Advice with Alex on Instagram and Twitter, and also Advice with Alex on YouTube as well.
Thank you so much for your time. You're amazing.
You're welcome.
Please check out Alex's content, and I'll share the link below for some great advice that will make you think and smile. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.